Uh, all right. Well, at least I kind of know what to. Oh no, the autosave. Well, hello there. He might die to the bleed. At least the autosave kept me. Bye bye. Whee! Oh, and then I might die to fall damage. All right, hang on. I gotta go loot his body, man. What's he got? What's he got? It's a big fat ogre. God damn it. There's one of those heal stations, which is always. All right, now I have another quest here, which I gotta figure out how to do. Oh, I should quick save. There's probably all sorts of loot around here. Probably some chests, which I need to figure out. Let's go look around before I pop that thing in the middle. Looks like there's a hut over here. There's definitely a chest right there. Chilling splash concoction. It's not gonna let me jump up there. Hello. There's also tower. Problem is it's starting to get nighttime. Damn it. Oh, and there's a door at the base of that tower too. Alchemy station. Another chest. I don't think that... Yeah, that's not an actual door. Okay, I think we can go... do this quest now. Pretty sure... Now I have to stand back and shoot that with a fiery arrow. Which means I have to equip said fiery arrows. do you mean? Sí, por favor. ¿Cómo? Sí, y vitaminas, por favor. Gracias. Dude, there's a fiery arrow. Can I loot it? I don't think I can. It's a broken arrow, but I just want to loot it. Let me loot it. Alright, welcome to Brock Prison. I should check what's ahead. However, this is a great place for me to also take a brief moment because my wife is about to bring me breakfast. So we can kind of pause the adventuring for a minute. Rawr, this is a great place to just stop for a second. You can aim more if you use the other trigger. Yeah, I just noticed that, like just a second ago when I was firing the fire arrow. The fact that you can toggle this and then aim at the same time, I never noticed that before. I do wish there was a cancel fire button, because the only way to do it is to open up this window and switch to your daggers in the middle of a shot, which is kind of annoying. It just needs to be like a different button to just cancel the cast. Correct, there is a skill that increases the zoom even more. I did notice that, so now that I know that's there, that ability makes way more sense. Thank you. Breakfast omelet with green onions and cheese and stuff. Refried beans, tomatoes, and a couple of vitamins. Alright, we're into the mukbang ASMR portion of the stream, kids, because I'm going to eat my breakfast before we go any further. That is hot. Chris is going all in on the ducks. She's going to start reducing the amount of chickens she has and switch over to ducks entirely, it looks like. I need to get a new homestead video up for the ducks because those 15 ducklings are growing fast. And they are aggressive little shits. When you go out there to feed them, like they'll come up, they'll start biting your toes, biting your legs, biting your fingers. And they don't bite gently. They're so freaking cute, though. And the other one that she rescued, we're calling Cappuccino. She's still terrified of humans. But because our male duck is hand-fed, he likes to eat out of your hand. So we've got them together. And 2 nights ago, I was out there giving him tomatoes. And she came up and she's like, can I have some? And she was like, scared to eat out of my hand, so I chucked some on the ground. She ate it real quick, and then she was like, well, he's eating out of your hand. Maybe it's safe. And I got her to eat out of my hand one time before she got scared again. So I think what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to, I'm gonna have to do some forceful, like pick her up and hold her and give her food and be like, look, I'm not a dangerous person. Hands are not evil. People are not evil. Maybe your previous owners were evil, but we are not evil. They butchered her wings. Like when they cut her wings, I think that's why she's scared of humans, because they did not trim her wings. They took a pair of scissors and went whomp. So they cut all the wings, not the flight feathers. They cut all the wings. And when you do that to chickens and ducks, those wings have blood vessels and nerves and all sorts of stuff in them. And they just took a pair of, it looks like they took shears and just went whomp. Poor thing. Um, but she's been laying eggs, so, and she's trying to figure out where she wants to make a nest. So I think we're gonna have her brood next. I think a lot of the issue is people just don't know any better because they are uneducated. So like the day that our male duck Renato, the day that he jumped up, well, he flew up. The day that he flew up on top of the chain link fence next to the church, Chris and I went, "Oh shit, we got to clip his wings." But there is a humane way to clip their wings. Like, but you have to educate yourself on it. Like we did. We went on the internet. We did a bunch of research and found out, oh, okay, so you can do this. You open their wing up, and then in the middle there are these flight feathers that you can trim that don't have any of the blood vessels, and they don't have that that thing in the middle, that white. I forget what it's called. It's like the hollow thing that has all the blood vessels and everything else that the plumes are attached to, like the spine of the feather. And you can clip the flight feathers beyond that tip where it's just plumes, and you only clip one wing, and it's just like it's the in between section, so you never even notice it until he extends his wings, and you'll notice on one side it's like 3 inches shorter than the other one. And when you do that, he can't get any wings, he can't get any leverage with his left wing, so he like tries to get off the ground, and he just kind of realizes he can't. But when you do it humanely, it's like getting a haircut. It doesn't hurt them. But when people don't know any better, they just think, oh, I need to clip their wings, and they just take a pair of scissors and they go whomp, and they cut everything. They're called pinion feathers. I can't remember what they're called, so thank you for that, Mithril. So yeah, it's not always a case of necessarily purposeful cruelty. It's just there are a lot of uneducated people out there, is what it comes down to. Shit, I don't know nothing about nothing, but that's the power of the internet. Like when I don't know something, I go investigate. A lot of people don't want to be bothered. They're just like, "Oh, my bird's flying away. I don't want it to fly. Let me take a pair of scissors and not let it fly anymore." Right, Transcend. Cat claw, trimming cat claws, which is totally different, by the way, than the assholes who declaw their. Those people need to be taken care of. People who declaw cats, I wish all the worst things in the world to those people. There's nothing wrong with trimming cat claws, which is clipping my nails. If you're gonna have an inside cat, there's nothing wrong with, because the cat in a natural habitat will trim its own claws, right? In the woods and in nature. But an inside cat doesn't necessarily have all the resources to trim their own claws. So you can trim cat claws, and there's nothing wrong with that. But trimming cat claws is so different. Declawing a cat is like the worst thing you could do ever. I mean, I'm like, I should just pull out all your teeth. That's the equivalent. Pull out all your fingernails. See how you like it. But these ducks, man, they are the cutest little shits. But we have no grass left in the yard. There's like nothing. They just eat everything. They're like total destructobots. Mithril. Not a euphemism. My name's Greg, and I'm here to trim your hedges. All right, let me go take my plate to the kitchen, get some more coffee or some type of beverage, and we will go do this dungeon. breakfast is done. And the question is there anything down here that wants to eat me? Probably. I'm not gonna loot the long swords. Is that a crate of arrows? It looks like it, but yet there's no arrows in it. In a perfect world. Rope. Oh. Look at this. Look at all those arrows, and I can't do anything with them. Lame. You're a friendly NPC. Are you the jailer?
Yes? Who are you? Did Albert Albertus send you? I've told you 1,000 times I'm not leaving. This place is perfect for me. At last, I have the space to explore the limits of culinary delights. You'll never understand, you bunch of cabbage heads. Your taste buds have long been dulled by fried cheese, fried fish, and oil. Oil everywhere, the goddamn oil.
Mother!
Oh, so you're not one of Albert's yes men. I hope you'll forgive this egregious lapse in my manners. I never thought that after the entrance was buried, anyone unfamiliar with my situation would find their way here. But first things first. My name is Rumpold Fenini. I used to be the most renowned chef in Camelot, but now I am an outcast. Doomed to forever search, misunderstood by plebeians with no taste.
I still don't understand what you're doing here.
I've discovered, no, I've reached the limits of taste. And when I gazed into that abyss, I realized that all my past efforts were doomed to fail. You see, the logical conclusion of creating the most delicious food is something that flips the pleasure of eating on its head and brings it to the other side. Food so delicious, so extraordinary, that the pleasure turns into pain. Because, you see, it's only through pain that we can truly reach pleasure. Now, listen carefully. Sour herring and cheese.
Sounds revolting.
Perhaps, but it's not supposed to sound. It's supposed to be seen. For what is virtue if you don't first know vice? This experience is meant to embody the essence of flavor transgression. Culinary norms and rules, they're nothing but simple amusements for the masses. Limitations meant only to expose the cracks within them. Why don't you try it yourself? Though I must warn you, there's no turning back from this path. Once you've tasted the effects of my culinary transgression, nothing will ever be the same. Here's the recipe for my sour herring with cheese. The ingredients are for you to obtain. It must be your own path.
Sounds revolting.
Just remember, it requires a special herring. And if I recall correctly,
Oh, I have
a
to do
good
fishing.
spot was Here, I've marked it on your map. My acolyte of culinary delight.
I do have a fishing pole, but I've yet to do any fishing in the game. How long have you been trapped here?
Oh dear, I could ask what year it is, but honestly, I don't find it terribly important. I finally found my place and purpose. Time holds no meaning for me.
The captain of the Horns wants to get in here.
Does he now? Why? I don't offer paid lessons, and I certainly don't run the garrison's kitchen. I can't think of any reason Captain Hubert would send his men here.
Captain Brandon.
Sorry?
Captain Brandon is the current captain of the Horns of the South.
Oh, a change in command then. Interesting. I do hope Captain Hubert is well.
He should have a Swedish accent. That would be more fitting. Right.
Rules are meant to be broken.
Okay. Sour herring and cheese. Okay, so we've got multiple chambers, and we've got, like... all these have locks that can be picked. Okay. Well, let's just start here. If I have enough lockpicks. Really? Nothing in this one? Lame. Make me waste a lockpick. Okay. Cheese! Cheese for everyone! Crucian Cop, Common Bream, Crucian Cop. Big glass bottle. I'm not gonna do any cooking right now. Alright, here's the next one. What?